25 is the year that will separate the hype from the truth in crypto. Some coins will collapse to zero, while others will explode and create life-changing wealth for those who prepared early. Here's the reality. You don't need 100 tokens. You don't need to gamble on every new meme coin. You just need to focus on the right handful of projects, the ones solving real problems, attracting real adoption, and positioning themselves for the next bull run. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 cryptos to buy in 2025, beginner-friendly. No hype. No empty promises. Just clear reasons why these 5 coins are dominating my watch list right now. If you're a beginner, or even if you've been holding crypto for years, this list will help you cut through the noise and finally understand where the smart money is going. So grab a notebook, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which projects are worth your attention in 2025, and which ones you should avoid at all costs. Let's start with the king of crypto, Bitcoin, BTC. Bitcoin isn't just another coin, it's the foundation of the entire crypto ecosystem. In 2025, Bitcoin remains the #1 asset every beginner needs to understand. Why? Because it has proven itself again and again for over a decade. Think about it. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. That's it. No printing more, no changing the rules. And in 2024, the Bitcoin halving cut the new supply in half, making each coin even scarcer. In 2025, we're starting to see the effects of that halving. Supply is tightening, while global demand is rising. That's the perfect storm. But here's what's new. Institutional adoption is finally here. In the past, Bitcoin was only for tech enthusiasts and risk takers. Now, we have Bitcoin ETFs approved in major markets, meaning pension funds, hedge funds, and everyday investors can buy Bitcoin as easily as a stock. This changes everything. For beginners, Bitcoin is the digital gold of crypto. It may not give you the crazy 100x returns that smaller coins can, but it provides stability, security, and credibility in a very volatile space. Beginner takeaway. If you only own one cryptocurrency in 2025, it should be Bitcoin. It's the safest starting point, and it gives you exposure to the entire market's momentum. Next up, we have Ethereum, ETH, the backbone of decentralized finance and smart contracts. If Bitcoin is digital gold, then Ethereum is the digital economy. Everything from decentralized apps to NFTs to DeFi lending protocols, most of it runs on Ethereum. In 2025, Ethereum continues to dominate because of its transition to proof of stake and ongoing upgrades like sharding. These improvements are designed to make the network faster, cheaper, and more scalable, solving the long-standing issues of congestion and high fees. But here's the real power. Ethereum isn't just a currency, it's a platform. Imagine if Apple owned the App Store, but also earned a small fee every time someone used it. That's Ethereum. Every transaction, every contract, every NFT minted, Ethereum takes a cut. That's why demand for ETH will always exist as long as the crypto economy is alive. Another reason Ethereum is huge for beginners is staking. You can earn passive income just by holding ETH and locking it in the network. This means instead of just hoping for price growth, your Ethereum can generate yield, similar to dividends on a stock. Beginner takeaway, Ethereum is a must-have. If Bitcoin is your foundation, Ethereum is the growth engine of your portfolio. Now let's talk about the comeback story of crypto, Solana, SOL. At one point, Solana was written off. Network outages, crashes, criticism, everyone thought it was finished. But in 2024, Solana came roaring back. And now, in 2025, it's one of the fastest growing ecosystems in crypto. Why? Because Solana is built for speed and low cost. Transactions on Solana cost less than a penny and process in seconds. That makes it perfect for gaming, NFTs, and global payments. Big players are noticing. We've seen companies testing Solana for payment systems, And developers love it because they can build apps without worrying about crazy gas fees like on Ethereum. But let's be clear, Solana is higher risk than Bitcoin or Ethereum. It doesn't have the same track record or level of decentralization. However, the upside potential is huge. If Solana keeps growing its ecosystem, it could become the Visa of crypto, handling millions of transactions per second. Beginner takeaway: Solana is not a safe haven like Bitcoin, but it's a high-growth play. A small position could bring outsized returns if the adoption trend continues. Fourth on the list is Polygon, Matic, the most successful Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. Here's the problem. Ethereum is powerful, but it's also expensive and slow at peak times. Polygon solves that by handling transactions off the main Ethereum chain, then settling them back securely. This makes everything cheaper and faster without losing Ethereum's security. Why does this matter in 2025? Because big companies are building directly on Polygon. Partnerships with Meta, Disney, Starbucks, Adidas, and dozens more show that Polygon isn't just crypto hype. It's bridging blockchain to the real world. Polygon is also a leader in Web3 gaming, identity, and tokenization projects. As adoption grows, demand for Matic tokens, which power the network, will grow too. Beginner takeaway: Polygon is the bridge builder. It connects Ethereum to the mainstream world. For beginners, it's a lower-cost, high-utility crypto that adds balance to a portfolio. Finally, we have a controversial pick: XRP, Ripple, though some investors may prefer Cardano, ADA, as the fifth spot. Let's start with XRP. Despite years of legal battles with the SEC, Ripple achieved major victories in 2024, and in 2025, it's gaining traction again. Why? Because XRP is designed for cross-border payments. Banks and financial institutions can move money globally in seconds, at a fraction of the cost of traditional systems like SWIFT. If adoption continues, XRP could carve out a massive niche in global finance. Now, if you don't like XRP, Cardano, ADA is a solid alternative. Cardano takes a slow and research-driven approach, focusing on academic foundations and peer-reviewed technology. It's already building real-world projects in Africa and beyond, aiming to bring blockchain utility to underbanked regions. Both XRP and Cardano are high-risk, high-reward plays. They don't have the dominance of Bitcoin or Ethereum, but they do offer unique use cases and passionate communities. Beginner takeaway: pick one of these as your speculative bet. XRP if you believe in banking adoption, Cardano if you believe in slow, steady, academic-driven growth. And here's the truth: 2025 will not reward the loudest hype coins, the TikTok pumps, or the endless gambling on projects with no future. It will reward focus. It will reward discipline. It will reward those who understand the difference between noise and value. Bitcoin gives you the foundation. Ethereum gives you the engine. Solana gives you speed and innovation. Polygon gives you the bridge to mainstream adoption. And XRP or Cardano give you that extra shot at exponential upside. But here's the catch: knowledge means nothing without action. You could close this video and do nothing, or you could take what you've learned and finally build a beginner-friendly portfolio that actually works in 2025. This next year could shape your entire financial future. So don't let it pass you by. If this video gave you value, smash that like button, share it with one person who needs to hear this, and subscribe, because the next 12 months are going to be explosive, and you don't want to miss what's coming. The question is, when history looks back at 2025, will you be one of the spectators or one of the winners?